Hey guys, it's Amy again with 3 Minute Ministry. I wanted to share with you some things that we had shared before. Todd and I had told you about some dreams that we had been having, and I've probably had a few more dreams than Todd has had. So I was going to go ahead and give you some of that information. And hopefully, if you have some insight or if you just have some questions about the dreams, I'd be happy to answer those. But I wanted to talk to you just a little bit beforehand about dreams. God uses dreams to tell us things, to reveal things to us, sometimes to instruct us. If you look up dreams in the Bible, they can be something that isn't going to happen right away or something that's going to happen immediately. They can be instructional, or they can be symbolism of something that is going to come about in the future. If you look at Joseph in the book of Genesis, chapter 37, Joseph has dreams that don't happen for many, many years. Gets him in a lot of trouble sharing those. And then if you go to Matthew chapter 1 and you look at Joseph, the father of Jesus, the worldly father of Jesus, his is instructional. His dream is very instructional, and God gives him a command, or, this is what's happening. You need to marry Mary. So anyway, but dreams can be different, and you can learn so much from your dreams. And I think that it's a good idea to ask God to talk to you through your dreams. The dreams that I have been having have been very specific. They've been very clear, which a lot of my dreaming is muffled and it's a bunch of different things. But when I knew that it was from God, it was very, very clear. I didn't have a question as to, well, I wonder if this dream is from God. It really was so definite and clear, and so much information, which you'll hear, which is another reason why I'm probably going to be going way over my 3 minutes. But I want to share with you the things that God had shown me through these dreams. And like I said, it's very detailed, it's very clear. So I'm going to go ahead and start the timer. Just keep in mind, it's not going to be 3 minutes. We're probably going to be a little bit closer to 6 minutes, probably. Okay, so I'm going to put on my peepers. My grandpa called these cheaters, and read to you what I had written down about this dream. Okay, the dream was in December, this past December. And in my dream, Todd had found a house for us that he really wanted for me to see. It had a newer part. The whole house was old, but there was a newer part to the house, and then there was a much older, more charming part. In the more charming part of the house, there was a large living room that had other rooms attached. There was a closed door that we had not entered, and in the room behind that door, there was a lady sitting in the room. She had a beautiful dress on, and unfortunately, I don't even think I wrote this down, but she had on a beautiful dress, and it looked faded. It's like it was white, but now it was more like a tan color. Anyway, she was sitting behind this closed door in this room, and I could see her through a window that was in the door. She looked very, very sad. Todd had told me that we had either bought the house or we were going to buy the house. And at that point, I had gone to talk to the lady in the room. Also in that room was a beautiful window with gorgeous molding all the way around it. And if you know me at all, you know that I love architecture, I love old things, I love antiques. And the molding really caught my eye. It was just really detailed and beautiful white molding all around the window. Now, the woman from that room, she led me into another room, and then there were other rooms attached to that. All the rooms had charming antique furniture. One of the sofas even was a fold-out sofa sleeper, an old one, antique. The woman told me that if I helped her gather up her laundry and made sure it wasn't wrinkled, we could have the whole house. So as I'm trying to help her gather up her things, it started to rain, and she was very, very sad, and her sadness just caused me to sob. I just remember having this ache inside of my chest. I hurt for her. I was so sad for her. She had suddenly gathered all of her belongings, all of her clothes, her laundry, and we tried to walk her out to her car in the rain. But again, even trying to do that for her was a failure because the umbrella turned inside out and nothing worked. And I just felt such a sadness for her, and I felt useless in trying to help her. So then we're back inside the house after the woman had left, and I had a chance to show Todd the rooms that we hadn't seen before, the ones that had been behind the room that the woman was in. They were all lovely and wonderfully furnished, and I felt inside that I could just live in this older portion of the house with all of its furnishings and allow someone else to live in the newer part of the house. It was almost like there were two separate houses, but they were together. Almost immediately, we were having people over from the church, tons of people. And I walked around the huge rectangular light pine table where people were gathered, and it was inside the kitchen. I was looking around the kitchen that I hadn't noticed before in the dream, and I saw how old and broken down all the appliances were. But Todd was not concerned. He said that we would replace all of them. And at that point, I had looked across the room, and there was a brand new dishwasher, stainless steel dishwasher. And I thought, that's really weird that all the other appliances are old, broken down, and covered in duct tape. But the dishwasher was brand new. And I also thought to myself that there was so much detail in the appliances, the kind of stove that it was, and I mean, just those things stick in my mind. So we were surrounded by family in the large living area, and I was so excited. I told Todd that we could have room for all the children, that there was room for more children, and I felt that we were going to have a house full of people. And that's basically where the dream ended. So the three parts of the house, there was the newer house, the newer part of the house, the older part of the house that I was much more excited about. And then there was the part of the house that we couldn't see yet because the woman was blocking the way. When Todd and I had talked about the parts, I told you I was going to go way over. When Todd and I had talked about the parts of the house and everything that what it could have represented, because I believe that most of this dream, if not all of it, is symbolism. There were things that we were looking at that meant something to both Todd and I. The woman possibly represents the church, as the Bible calls the church the bride, and it was almost like she missed it. She missed something because she had been in this gown and it was old, and she was older. She was probably my age. Not that I'm older, but anyway, she was older, and it was like she had missed it. She had missed the bridegroom. And the house, very possibly in what I have been seeking, represents our nation, America, wherever you're watching this from. We're in South Carolina in the United States. And this dream or this house possibly represents America. And I have a lot of other thoughts about the old and the foundation and everything of our country. And then the garments, the laundry that she wanted us to gather, the woman wanted us to gather, the Lord tells us in His Word that He'll come back for a church that is without spot or wrinkle. So again, I felt like that was a confirmation that the woman was the bride and that the Lord was coming back for her, that she should be without spot or wrinkle. She wanted us to help her with her laundry so that it wouldn't be wrinkled. So I don't know if you have any thoughts about this. If you do, please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you have questions about it, let me know that too, and I'll do my best to answer any questions. As I hear more from the Lord and get more of a revelation of what different things of the dream mean. Oh, last thing too. There was a goat head, which I'm not a fan of taxidermy. Sorry, Adam. There was a goat head in one of the rooms, an old tattered mountain goat. And I felt that had some representation of goat nations and sheep nations. And that's also stuff in the Bible that I won't reveal right now because it's a lot of information and I'm already way over. So make sure that you like the video, comment, share it with friends, and remember, take no care for yourself. Cast your cares because he cares for you. Thanks, guys. Make sure you like it. Talk to you next time. Bye.